Alright, update video. So I did find a boost leak. Found two actually. One in the gasket around the turbo, which that was the one inside the turbo. Thin, not correct, I don't believe. This thicker one is the one out of a parts truck, but it's too worn out, made it bigger. I guess the heat makes them expand. So that's not usable. And here they are together so you can get a better idea of how much bigger this one is compared to that one. Pretty sure this is for the 99.5 and under, or I guess it's 99 because it's 99.5 should be this style. You can also tell this by the cover on your turbo. I'll shit in the way, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolt on the newer trucks, and the 4 bolt would be running this thin one. But that's what was in my turbo, not the right one. This is the right one. You can see the thickness difference is clear. So that was where I was losing most of my boost and in the worst place because it's closest to the turbo, so it couldn't build boost. And then the mat sensor there that's unplugged was the second place I was losing boost. So I gotta find one of those, and I don't really want to buy the parts store one because it's 70 bucks, but I might have to. The other thing is I got the aftermarket charge pipes in. Got the Riff Raff diesel crossover installed. I'm trying to think what else. The oil crossover. It's this one here. And then I also just ordered the bigger fuel bolts and the bolts that go, or not the bolts, but the lines that go right there to allow more fuel in as well. So I don't know if I'll be this deep again after I'm all done. I'm hoping I don't have to take the turbo off. I was able to weasel that part out, and I'm hoping I won't have to do that. And then here's the exhaust back pressure sensor. I ordered a new sensor and a new line. I figure I'll take this line off possibly to clean it, but I'm gonna just reinstall the new one, and then I'll try to clean this one while it's out, but the new one will be in there, so kind of keep it as a spare. So if this one gets dirty, same concept, I'd take the other one out, clean this one, and vice versa. But that's a look at where I'm at now. I did also order the Hydra tuner, so I'm hoping I'll be able to kind of solve issues with that as far as adding more fuel, even if it doesn't want to deliver it, so to speak. It'll be more than stock, so it might balance out better. But before I even install the tuner, I'm going to try to get the truck running correct and boosting correct, because like I said, I barely could see 10 pounds. I'd like to see around 20. I might adjust the wheel back to where it was. I don't know if this is in the cab or not. I'll take a look. I think it was on the floor. So here's this. And then technically this was in there too. That's why there's a hole right here. So that was the boost leak detector. But right here, Jesus, did that loosen up that much? I was testing this, and I'll test it again too eventually, to see what it's opening at. I'll put 20 psi in it and see what this is opening at. I thought I only turned it one turn, because you can see this little gook. You can see the little chunk of gook on the threads, and it was bottomed out on that before. So it was like right there probably before. And then I also sanded down right here because there was a big nick. So I smoothed that out. And like I said, I'm going to test this. This is a reminder doing this video. Test this, see what the PSI is as far as that opening. And I also tested the boost gauge as well. So I pressurized the turbo. I wasn't getting more than like 3 PSI. And then I pulled this out for the boost gauge and I put the pressure into that, and it read the 25 that I had the compressor set at. So that told me there was clearly a boost leak, and it wasn't the boost gauge not reading right. Debating on switching out the turbo compressor wheel. I have another 10 blade wheel, wicked wheel that came off of it. I just put this one on because it was brand new and I thought it might be a different brand or better brand. But I noticed that there was a grind mark in the other wheel, and I think it might have been for balancing purposes. Not that this one looks crazy unbalanced, but I was thinking that might be why it had the little grind mark in it, whereas this one was all smooth on the back other than one little spot. But something to keep in mind if you do see that. I thought at first it was hitting something, but then I realized it's only in that one location. So I think it was for balancing the wheel on the turbo, because this is an aftermarket turbo. Even though I found it weird, I don't know if somebody was in here before me, but to have the wrong seal on it and have it be a reman turbo, that's bogus, because as I showed you before, those seals aren't correct. So something to keep an eye on. Like I said, here's the difference between them. If you got that thin gasket in there, it's not the right one. You want this one. And I just ordered one from Riff Raff. Couldn't get it through Ford. None of the dealers could get it. They just show the turbo together. They don't show it apart. So they pretty much tell you you got to go buy a new turbo. That's not true, but you do need to find the gasket. I was able to find one from Riff Raff. And like I said, I added those few other things to the cart because I didn't want to pay shipping charge every time I made an order. So I just combined them all. But I should have everything I need other than this matte sensor. Otherwise, we'll see what happens. I'm praying this is the last purchase and the last time I have to work on this thing. I'm getting sick of it pretty quick here. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping I don't have to take that turbo off the pedestal again, but you just don't know until you start working on it again. I know it was tough to line this up, and now that the Riff Raff crossover line's in there, it's another thing to kind of go around, but we'll see. There's an update of where I'm at. Everything else, the boots and the charge pipes all seem tight. Didn't have any soap bubbles around that. It was pretty much just like right here on the turbo that I could see anyway, because you can't really see underneath. Had I known this, I would have pressurized the turbo when the whole pedestal was out, and that thing could have just been bench tested. But I never thought this was an issue. I didn't think about it. Like, I did add some grease, I believe, to this thin gasket because I just didn't think it was sealing right. But that may have been a mistake, but I don't think it really hurt it. I think this thing was leaking the whole time because you can see the difference. That might seal it, this one. This does not seal it. It doesn't even reach, like, I'll try to show you real quick so you can get a better idea. Come on. One-handed is a pain. So like that, and it's even further in than that when it's actually tight. Whereas this one, see how there's actually some coverage there to actually make a seal. That other one, it just sits in the groove and it doesn't seal the other side. Like, yeah, it's hard to show you, but like this one on that would literally just be sitting in that groove, whereas this bigger one will cover some of this area as well. Hard to do with one hand, but here's a better spot to do it. If this wasn't running away from me at the same time. Like that. Whereas this one is literally just going to fill the groove in there. It's not going to seal anything. I mean, you can clearly see, but I'm just trying to give anybody that doesn't quite understand a better idea of what I'm talking about. But that's where I'm at. She's apart again for the 10,000th time and trying to fix something else. But trying to do all the upgrades. I'm hoping once I am finally finished, she's going to be ready for 250K. We'll see. And then all this oil is kind of fresh and new. If anybody actually has an idea where that's coming from, because I don't have the crankcase vent. I did the delete because that's stupid to have it go into your system and oil everything up, especially with new charge pipes. It's like the last thing I want is to filthy up that whole system that I just put on. So if you got any idea where all this oil might be coming from, let me know down in the comments.